Hi there, welcome back to Sunnyside Journals. I'm just going to do just a quick little visit. This still all has to do with my week away last week, because I did buy a few things that were not from thrift stores. And I thought you might still be interested in seeing what I got. I finally just treated myself to some, they're just cheapo ones, but a water brush. So I'm very excited about this. I'm excited to just play with them as far as painting. I filled this one to use them for actually painting with watercolors on, in a dash. But also I want to be able to keep one. I'm not sure which one. Probably the smaller one. There's 3 different sizes. These are not cutting edge quality. I just wanted to play with them, see if I like them. I went over to the Currys in the town where where Nancy lives, near where the campground was that we stayed. Lovely Curry store, which here in Canada is art supply store, artists' supplies. Not like Michael's. This is for, I shouldn't say really is, you know what I mean. It's supplies for fine artists, so it's all the different kinds of paints and inks and that, and lots of them. Whereas at Michael's you would get, the silk flowers and all those extra crafty things. Curry's is just fine art supplies. So I popped over there, and wow, what a lovely store compared to the Currys that is closest to me. Is not very nice. It's very small, and it's always very poorly stocked. So this one was a treat to just wander through and wander up and down the aisles. It was lovely. So I treated myself to some just water paintbrush, which I've never had. And I'm looking forward to playing with these, but I'm also looking forward to using them. You know how when you want just part of, off of a napkin, when you just want that one little thing off of a napkin, and you want the edge to tear and just blend when you glue it down. And the best way to do that is with water. And from what I see of the other people who craft with napkins, this is the way to go for getting out that one little detail off of a napkin that you want. Now their brushes were on sale, so I picked up a couple more brushes. I never go overly expensive. I am not a skilled fine artist who makes big bucks at their paintings. My paintings are for me. So, I don't go cheap, but I don't go expensive either. I liked this book, so let's take a look at it. It's a watercolor book, but I love the shape of it. So I thought, this book needs to come home with me. It's just such an unusual shape for a watercolor book. Let's see here. Come on. Out you come. Nice. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. Now what's that? Is that a... Yes. Okay. So it's got a bookmark in it. Handbook Journal Company. Well, you know what? That'll be fun, and that just fits in a little, with your little Skechers palette that so many of us have, where you just open it up and it's just got your little water, the little half pans in it, and toss one of these in the bag, and I'm good to go. So I love that. Very good. Now, another store that I went to that was just wonderful was Phaidon pens, paper, leather. it was just heavenly to go in there and to see all these fountain pens. I wanted a fountain pen. I've never had one. I have written for a long time when I want that effect. I have many different nibs and a dip pen into the ink kind of writing, which I actually learned how to use a dip pen in 2nd grade. And I still have my original pen that I used all through high school and through the course I took down at the Art Gallery of Ontario. But lately I've been craving using a fountain pen. So we had a little bit of time and over we went to Phaidon because I knew that it was over in Cambridge, Ontario. So my sweetie pie said, let's go. Off we went. So I treated myself to sort of a mid-range pen and a less expensive but very popular pen. So this is the box. It's so nice, the box that it came in. I don't know about you. I'm one of those people. Don't throw out the box. You might need the box. That's a nice box and you might need it. It's a curse. And I will be keeping this box. Anyhow, I got a Twisby Eco, which I'd been watching all kinds of videos on fountain pens for beginners, and they had several recommendations for comfortably priced pens that actually would suit you well and serve you for years. So I kept reading all the videos for, you know, beginners pens or the top 5 beginner pens sort of videos, and these ones kept coming up. Any pen by Twisby kept coming up. Parker kept coming up. Moonman kept coming up. Lamy, several different Lamys, the Safari and such, kept coming up, and this store had tons of Lamys. And then the Kaweco Sport. So this is a Kaweco Sport. So I decided this one was a little bit more expensive, and this one was very reasonably priced. So I thought, I'm just going to get both and try my hand at seeing what I think of writing with a fountain pen. So the Kaweco came in this one. And this was the packaging for the Twisby. So it actually was packaged up like this. Very nice looking. Oh, jeepers, I'm right off there we go, sorry. So, just a really lovely presentation. Oh, and I got myself some ink. Where's my ink? I've always used just good old Dr. P.H. Martin's ink, but the lady at Phaidon recommended Takesumi. She said this is her favorite writing ink. So it wasn't very expensive, and it actually had this little cord on it. It came like that. Doesn't it look like a perfume bottle? It looks like it should have perfume in it. So I treated myself to that. They even give you this thank you card for your purchase, which I thought was lovely. Pardon me. I've already filled them and I've been playing with them. The Kaweco, for those who don't know, so I'll just go over it, and please, if you are an aficionado, and feel free to correct me. I am by no means know what I'm doing yet with these, but I am determined to learn. The Kaweco came with, oh, jeepers, I'm losing things here. All right, where'd it go? Oh, it fell into my blue box under my desk. Hold on. Okay, and I adjusted my camera too. I'm going to have to watch this again and Hopefully I wasn't way down here the whole time. The Kaweco Sport came in this nice little box. And it's a German-made fountain pen. I had been pronouncing it Kaweco until I started watching videos, and apparently it's pronounced Kaweco. And it came with a blue ink cartridge. It takes a mini cartridge. But I also purchased a refillable cartridge because I wanted to be able to use black ink. And I also wanted to be able to just refill my own. So this is a converter cartridge, I believe it's called. Anyhow, I can refill it. So what you do is you put the pen into your jar of ink and you pull the plunger back, and it draws the ink into the little area in there. And then that gives you lots of ink to write with. And it seems small, but what you do is you post the lid, and then it's very comfortable. It's very light. For me, with small arthritic hands, this immediately appealed to me. I wanted a medium nib because more so than for writing, I wanted to be able to use it in my artwork. So please excuse my messy everyday writing. I can write neater than that when I want to, and I can do calligraphy when I want to, but that's my everyday writing. So this is very comfortable to write with. I'm very glad I got it. I like the size. I sort of imagined that I could toss this into my my watercolor bag. Just my little portable bag that I keep everything in, so I can grab and take with me when I go somewhere. So so that's why, and it was, I want to say it was like $30. It wasn't much. The little cartridge, the refillable cartridge, cost almost as much as the pen did, but it will last through its career for me, hopefully. And well worth it to be able to just refill myself rather than having to keep rebuying cartridges that get thrown out. So I can just put my ink back in it. And then the Twisby, which again, I was glad to watch videos and find out that that's what they call these. TWSBI, Twisby, they call it. And this is an eco or echo. Some people call it's spelled like eco, ECO, but I heard some people on their videos calling it an echo. And it's a little bit heavier. It's acrylic, so that actually is the ink. You're seeing it right through in the chamber there, which that's why this one appealed to me. Just so that I can know if I need to fill it up. Say I want to throw it in my purse and keep it there for a while, and I don't want to run out if I'm somewhere. And so I can stay on top of how frequently it might need to be refilled. And it has its own piston on the end here. So this is all part of it. And what I can do is I put the pen into, you just put the pen into the bottle, and you use the piston, and again it has like a plunger that draws the ink up into the chamber so that you can write with it. So, and the lady who was helping me in the shop, she said this is her favorite everyday pen. She got hers out of her purse, and she had a turquoise one. It was very pretty. It was still clear, the chamber, but here where this is silver, I can't remember whether this is the silver one or the nickel one that I got. Hers was a lovely turquoise color. Sorry if that's jiggling. So they're very similar. You can see how in some ways, price doesn't matter in that I'm getting a very similar quality. On the other hand, they took the time to explain to me how, you know, flexibility plays into it as far as being an artist, to get wide and then thin. And as far as pen longevity, nib longevity, the sport nibs are not interchangeable. You can't put a different nib onto a sport. So if you want an extra fine nib, you need to buy a Kaweco Sport that has an extra fine nib, or a fine nib, or a medium nib. You'll actually need to own several different pens with the nib size that you want, for whatever reason that is. So like I said, I by no means know what I'm doing. But my goal is to eventually know what I'm doing. But I'm very much looking forward to working with this. This pen is really comfortable for my hands. I'm not sure, it's much heavier than the Sport. So when you put the lid on the end of the pen, it's called posting it. And that feels very unbalanced to me. And they say that some pens you post and some pens don't post them because it would just be too heavy, and that's quite heavy. I love the red and at the end, the symbol, their logo on the end. It's just really, really pretty. And this is just a cool pen. We'll see. I guess it's one of those little things I wanted to try. And as I've always said, as much as I enjoy the thrill of the hunt when I'm thrifting, when it comes to my gear, I sort of know the things that I want to spend more on. I know the things that I can find in thrift shops, and I do not mind if it's secondhand. Sometimes it's preferable if it's a good quality thing. Like when I think of those Stampin' Up! Punches, like that Nancy keeps finding, like they're awesome. And to find them secondhand, they're still just as good as if you were buying brand new. And then there's some things that you really have to buy brand new, and I don't mind that, and I try to treat myself once in a while to something new. So this was my treat. I haven't done it in a long time. So they're still in the cases just because right now the novelty has not worn off. And I'm enjoying all these fun little boxes and things, and my pretty bottle of ink. So there, that's those are the little, this pen shop. If you're ever in Cambridge, Ontario, Fiden Pens, they were lovely people in there. My goodness, they were falling all over themselves to help me and educate me. I appreciated that they didn't try and push a really expensive fountain pen onto me, because fountain pens, they can go right, you can get gold nibs and they can be hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars for a really, really beautiful fountain pen. But they can be as inexpensive as $20 or $30, like the Kaweco Sport. I watched a few reviews. Amazon makes a fountain pen. It's just called the Amazon Basics. And it's getting really great reviews. People that love fountain pens are shocked at how well the Amazon Basics fountain pen works. And it is, last time I saw, for here in Canada online, the Amazon fountain pen was going for $12. And it came with, I think, 6 complimentary ink cartridges to go into it. So, you know, that's an option too, if it's something that you think might appeal to you, playing around with a fountain pen. Now these are regular nibs for everyday writing. These are not calligraphy nibs. So in case you're wondering about calligraphy nibs, are very different cut, and they're usually much broader, and they're angled for ease so that you can get the thick and the thin that happens when you're writing in a calligraphy style. So just in case you were thinking, oh, will I be able to write calligraphy with those? Well, yes, you could if your penmanship is that good. But these are not calligraphy pens per se. Anyhow, head over to Fiden. They also do go onto their website because they ship. They'll ship anywhere. They were lovely people, very, very informative, very nice people. So far, I'm very happy, but I'm going to have to play a bit more and see how this goes. Well, thanks for joining me. I hope this maybe was a little something new to you as well, or anyhow, thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. I still have a few more things to do. I got to get back to work. I have journals that I've got to work on, and I also, I promised to show some of my artwork. I've got to do that too, so that's coming up. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.